Why have they changed the instruction of how to offer the bhoga when Prabhupada gave no such instruction to change it? There's no reason for it. It's the same thing with the chanting. Prabhupada gave us very specific way of doing kirtan, doing japa. Now we see a proliferation of so much nonsense. Why they have concocted this? Because it makes money. It attracts Hindus that they can get money from them. Unfortunately, that is one of the reasons. It is best to avoid hearing from such persons, but I'm not going to go as far and say and condemn them, say they are non-devotees. Yeah, they're devotees. They have the dress of devotees. They have the tilak of devotees. Whether one should hear from them or not, one has to use his intelligence. Prabhupada has warned, do not hear from Sahajiyas. Do not hear from Mayavadis. Take, for example, we've dealt with this before. The GBC of ISKCON and gurus of ISKCON, that their legal representative, have filed in Washington, D.C. a statement in the United States Copyright Office that Prabhupada was a worker for hire. Oh, excuse me. The Mahabhagavat Nityasiddha pure devotee has now become like your employee. This is really what they're really saying. Although I understand the legalities here, I've worked for lawyers for 30 years, I understand the legalities, what they're trying to say, but it is incorrect. It is a morally and spiritually bankrupt idea. Just for making money doesn't make it right. We have to do things correctly according to the instruction of Prabhupada. And it's best not to hear from persons like that who concoct and manufacture all these interpretations. You are correct in your assessment, but we should not go in public and level accusations whether they're non-devotees or let's say they are devotees, whatever, motivated devotees, whatever they may be. So just like Prabhupada, like our friend Rupesh Prabhu is saying, just like in our ISKCON, there are so many things that people say, Prabhupada said this, Prabhupada said that. There's a lot of things they claim that Prabhupada said that Prabhupada never said. And it all starts from this bogus idea, this concocted interpretation that Prabhupada said, oh, he appointed these gurus. Oh, really? When we start asking when they were appointed, when they got the order, then all hell breaks loose. Then they say, oh, you're a offender, you're a blasphemer, you're a critic, you're this, you're that. You cannot have a discussion unless a person is reasonable. You cannot have a reasonable debate with an unreasonable person. And I'm sure you've experienced that. And then we've also experienced that same problem. Because what we saw in the beginning, when we started to bring these points, then the so-called discussion and debate escalated with a propaganda, a vicious propaganda. You're all envious, you're all rascals, you're all demons, you're all this, you're all that, followed by threats of physical beating, threats of assassination. We've seen this. One devotee was killed, Solochan, because he discussed these issues and wrote a book about it. This is how they are, the fanatics, the crazies, who claim that anybody who discuss anything that's not in line, anybody who doesn't take their dish of parampara pablum is labeled as an offender and a blasphemer. Well, I'm sorry. We're not some mundane organization. The Holy Mother Church of the GBC is being challenged on all sides by all kinds of people, even their own people. Their own people are having doubts how they're handling all the case of molestation, of abuse, abuse of women, abuse of devotees, banning, beating, suing. So much nonsense has gone on. And devotees are now questioning, why are they behaving? Because they've lost their connection with Srila Prabhupada. The result of disobeying the order of the Guru is one gradually loses connection and concocts all kinds of things.